here for my baby shower. Y'all didn't put my name on the board. It was a typo, I know. It's good to have them. God is good. Amen? Amen. Today I want to talk about something. I'm a baseball fan. I know we got people in here that like baseball, and baseball's a big thing around here, George Kell and everything. And I enjoy baseball, and baseball is fun to watch unless one thing happens, and that is your team is struggling. Right? Right now the Rangers are in a slump, aren't they, Pops? No, they're coming out. Grace. Grace. But we can see baseball players will get in slumps. They get in slumps. And what is a slump? I've titled my message today, I've titled it, Surviving the Slump. Baseball players commonly will battle slumps. It doesn't mean they no longer have talent. It doesn't mean that they will never again perform to their abilities, does it? It means that they're in a place that they're not performing as they have. They're in a place where what they have done is not what they're doing right now. They're in a place where they're not at their best. And they're slumping. This happens oftentimes in the spiritual side of things. People get in slumps. So a spiritual slump can take place in the life of any believer. It doesn't mean you're a bad person or that you've fallen off the glory wagon. It just means you're doing less than you're capable of. But just because it doesn't mean you're a bad person, it doesn't mean that you've maybe backslidden, it doesn't mean it's not something that should be taken very seriously. And just like in a baseball player, a slump can hurt many things. When a player is in a slump, it hurts the player, right? It hurts the team, and it hurts the organization. And I tell you today, when you're in a spiritual slump, it hurts you. But it also hurts your family. And it also can hurt your church. It does hurt your church. Because you play, each and every individual here, whether you know it or not, plays a vital role in the church. Amen. You play a vital role in your family. You obviously play a very vital role in your own life. Today we're going to talk about surviving the slump. There's several things. Actually, let's go ahead and we're going to read some scripture. Let's all stand, please, for the reading of the word. It'll be in John 16 and 33. Let's encourage you a little bit right here with this. John 16 and 33. It says, I have told you these things so you may have peace. Jesus here had just laid out the plan to the disciples. He said, there's a time that you're going to be scattered. There's going to be a time that I'm not going to be with you anymore. But he says, I have told you these things so you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble. Well, ain't that peaceful? In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. I have overcome your slump. I've overcome your struggle. I have overcome your heartache.
Thank you, Jesus.
Take heart. Let's go to Lord in prayer right now. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you right now excited for you. Excited about what you have. Excited what you're going to do today. We expect great things. Lord God, we have great expectations, but you are a great God. You can always come through. You do always come through. Right now I ask that you just bless this service, Lord. Not I be seen, but you through me. Hide me behind the cross today, Lord. Bless every aspect of this service and every individual. We'll give you the praise and we'll give you the glory. Everybody says, amen, amen. So what can cause a slump? Right? That's the big thing. What causes slumps? If I preach on what can cause a slump, we would be here till next Thursday. And then we'd take a break and I'd start back up and probably preach another month. Because there's so many things that can cause it. But I have kind of pulled some things aside here that the Lord had laid on my heart that can really cause a slump. And the first one is this. Tragedy. Tragedy. Tragedy is quick and unexpected. It usually hits us when we least expect it. It can be the death or injury of a loved one. It can be a financial or job deal. You walk in the morning, think you have a job, bam, you don't no more. You think you've got this amount of money coming in to pay this amount of bills, to take care of this amount of people, and boom, it's gone. It can be a relationship tragedy or marriage tragedy. You find out the person that was supposed to be this wasn't this, or the person you thought was there for you wasn't, or whatever it may be. But tragedy hits hard, and it hits fast, and it hits quick, doesn't it? Fast and quick. Oh, fast and quick. Both those words are the same. Y'all ain't getting me all the same. I appreciate it. But they do. And when they do, they can overwhelm us. The stuff I see coming, I can take better than stuff I don't see coming. And that's what tragedy often is. And it can overwhelm us. And we can begin to feel like that this season, this moment, is now forever. This tragedy will be forever. And what you were, which was a main character in your own life, right? That's what we all are. If they did a movie about you, who would be the main character? You, right? If we did a movie about an individual, the individual is going to be the main character. So that's kind of what our life is, right? It's our life, we're the main character. But when tragedy hits, oftentimes we can begin to feel like we're just a side character or a warm body in the movie that is the tragedy. We feel like we don't really have control over anything anymore. We feel like we begin to go through the motions, and then hits the slump. We just feel like that, if I couldn't do anything about that, I can't do anything about anything. We see that oftentimes tragedies can last a lot longer than they can hit. They hit quick, but they can last a long time. The effects of them can. But can I tell you today that one moment does not define your life? Actually, one moment did define your life, but it's not the tragedy, it's the pros. Right? And Derek, I'm going to talk about him here. I love this kid. I've worked with him now for a while, and he's getting to be just like me. He's awesome. Me and him almost did our hair the same, but we backed out this morning. He's a great kid. Hey, we experienced a tragedy, didn't we? We did. It was bad, and he experienced it, and I had to see him experience it. But I'm going to tell you today that one event, as sad as it is not the event that will control forever. That is not the event that will define forever. Salvation defines forever. God defines forever. He decides that. Today we see in Scripture, we see lots of times where the tragedy moved somebody one direction or the other. With David, tragedy pushed him closer to God, didn't it? When he lost his baby and all those things that happened. Tragedy pushed him closer to God. We've seen others. Job's wife. When tragedy hit Job, what'd she say? Curse God and die. It pushed the other direction. Today, tragedy will hit us all. If it's sometimes it's sad to say and we don't want it to, but it's life. That's what Scripture just told us. It's going to happen sometime or another. The question is, which way is it going to push you? And how long is it going to have a hold of you? I know people that today still see certain people and it brings them back to a tragedy or a time, and they still harbor wrong feelings towards those people. And it's sad because that event that was a season, that was a time that is now past, is still controlling them so much time later. And that is not God's perfect plan for your life or anybody's life. Glory, glory, glory. The next thing is this. Hey, this one's dangerous right here. It doesn't seem it, but I think it could be the most dangerous, and that is monotony. Tragedy hits quick and unexpected. It usually hits us when we're not paying attention. Monotony is slow and consistent. Same old, every day. Monotony. We began in it. I've gone to church, the same church for 45 years. I've heard the same preachers preach the same messages. And before long, it's just the same, isn't it? It's the same. And we begin to get, our spirit begins to get that. And we begin to just kind of become bland. Kind of begin to go. Anybody here works at their job so long they can just do it without thinking about it? Right? Cheryl, I hope you didn't amen there because you cut my hair. Amen. I do that. But we can, right? We do things so much that we just can do them without thinking about it, just go through the motions and we get it done, right?
Yeah.
Spiritually, we can become that.
Yeah.
Spiritual monotony. We just come in and we do the same thing at church, we do the same thing at home, and it just becomes blah, it becomes bland. Monotony, speaking of David, that's what got David, was monotony. He got sitting there and got bored. Sitting there doing this, he was sitting there around there and monotony got him. The same old, same old. And it caused him to fall.
Jesus.
Monotony got the Hebrew children. Listen to this story. You have the Hebrew children. They're wandering out of captivity. They're leaving persecution. Eva is like praising the Lord right now. She likes what I'm saying. That's Miss Louisville's granddaughter right there. But they're leaving a bad situation. And here they're rolling on. And the Lord provides them manna. How good is that? Well, they eat manna for so long, they get tired of manna. Well, that manna was good day 1, but day 64, I'm out on manna, they say. So they begin to cry. Even though manna was way better than what they had in Egypt. They begin to cry. They begin to get in that slump. So what's the Lord do? He brings them quail. Does anybody here eat quail? It's the real deal. Yes. I could eat quail every day, I think. But after a time, what happens? The monotony gets them again. They begin saying, no, this ain't no good. They begin to say, we wish we had what we had in Egypt. You know what they had in Egypt? Onions. Well, that sounds delicious. You've got manna and you've got quail, but because of the spirit that they had begun to have come over them, this spirit of kind of the rose-colored glasses of yesterday, they were not living fresh in the spirit. They weren't living fresh in a relationship with God, and they begin to think that the captivity and the persecution and the struggles of Egypt were probably better than where they are now. Is that not sad? But that's what monotony will do to us. It makes us think change is good, whether it's good change or not. Well, I'll tell you what, the babies are feeling holy today. But we begin to think anything different's got to be good. Right? Anything. And before long, if we're not careful, we're going down the wrong path. We have fallen off the wagon. And we're leading a whole different life just because it's different. That's not God's perfect plan for you. God's perfect plan isn't for you. Paul said, please pour a spirit on me that's afresh. It's new. That's what God's perfect plan. He is new every day. I heard a preacher preach the other day, or a deal I was watching, and he was talking about not going back. We don't need to go back. The church don't need to go back. And I agree. But it doesn't need to stand still either. If you're walking, well, I think it's got a little copy that y'all have a cake and stuff for me back here, so I'm just going to say this. And the babies have got me pumped up a little. But if your walk, or if my walk, is the same it was 20 years ago, if where I'm at is the same place, I'm probably not with the Spirit because the Spirit's moving forward. I'm probably by myself. Every day, noon. Every day. If you ever get to a place, I've said this so many times, and it's so true, and we all have to guard against this. Because, hey, this can happen to anybody. This don't make you a bad person, it just makes you a person. But if we ever come to a place where the Spirit, in a church service, in our lives, if it doesn't shake us, if it doesn't amaze us, if it doesn't blow us away, then we really need to check where we're at. If an anointed song is just another song to us, we need to check where we're at. If an anointed message is just another preacher we've heard 100 times, we need to check where we're at. If another move of God is just another move of God, we need to check where we're at. It's just awkward when silence be walking back. I need to be saying something. Glory, glory. The next thing is this, and this is weird. You're going to hear me and you're going to think, this little fat kid's silly. The third one's this. Success can be what pushes us into a slump. What? Success? Success is a good thing, right? Success is great. If we give it to the proper person. If we give the reason we're there to the right place. Check this out. You know what Sodom and Gomorrah's greatest fault was? It was not homosexuality. That's kind of what we think. That's just a symptom of their greatest fault. Their greatest fault was pride. That's their greatest fault. They felt they were big enough to do whatever they wanted without consequence. And all these other things came out of that. Lot's biggest fault wasn't that he went to Sodom and Gomorrah. It's that he thought he could live there and everything be okay without consequence. He had a lot of pride. He felt like even though God had blessed him, I believe it began to get in his mind that Lot had blessed him. And now here we are. We know what happens. Lot goes and lives there, and after a time, God says, I'm going to destroy it. After some bartering between Adam and the Lord, it finally is decided that Lot can leave. Lot stayed for a long time. And so Lot gets his family, and they're rolling out, aren't they? They're leaving. And what happens to the wife? Right? She turns around, salt. What if I told you that that wasn't the wife's fault? If the head of the home hadn't had the pride, hadn't had the arrogance to have his family in such a place in the first place and to keep them there as long as they had, that wife would have never had to be put in that predicament or that situation where she ever would have had to make a choice to turn around. She would have never had to been put in that predicament or in that spot if he hadn't made the choices that he made. And I promise you, in that custom, everything they did was his decision. I guarantee you she just followed. Because that's what the customs were of that day. So who's to blame for that whole situation? I think it's Lot's pride. Success got to Lot. And so success can get to us too. We can begin to think, we did this. Oh, look how good everything's going. I did good. And before long, the devil has tricked you and brought you into a place where you think you no longer need God. And then comes the struggle. And then we get mad at God, don't we? I can't believe he left me. No. He didn't leave you. You ran from him. You said you didn't need him anymore and you bolted from him because you began to get this idea that you were doing everything on your own. It's very, very dangerous. So how do we get out of the slump? Okay, now we know what the slump is. We know the stuff that can get us in the slump. But hey, that's all well good, but I want to get out of it. Don't you? If I'm in a slump, I want out of the slump. So how do we get out of the slump? And it goes to the place that we've talked about on Wednesday nights, we've talked about on the last few Sundays. It's all when you're being led by the Spirit. The Spirit will pull you out of the slump. Can I tell you why the Spirit will do this? 3 reasons. 1, the Spirit is a genius. I talked to Brother Brandon, we talked about this a little bit. This is Friday, we had Mexican food visiting, and we talked about the Spirit and whatnot. The Spirit's a genius. The Spirit knows everything. Right? It knows everything. People don't know everything. If I want to look something up there, how to do something, Google. Right? Google. YouTube. You can do a lot of stuff. The Spirit don't have to go looking for answers. He is the answer. He is the answer. He just does it. If you're running with the Spirit, you're running with the answer. Ain't that good? You're running with a genius. That's what I want to be. I want to be around somebody that knows everything I'm going to go through and knows how to get me out of it. Knows how to get me through it. That's the guy I want to be around. He's a genius. The second thing the Spirit is, he is a gentleman. He's not going to force anything on you. He's not going to push you into embarrassment. He may push you out of your comfort zone, but He's not going to push you to a place where you'll fail. He won't push you to a place where you, I don't want to say are uncomfortable, because He will push you to a place where you're uncomfortable. But it's always for your better. But He's a gentleman. He's going to take care of you. In England, and back in the day, a gentleman was a big deal. Okay, that's what they were all proper gentlemen. And I was talking to a buddy of mine. He said he went over there in the military, and he said it's crazy. He said he went into a place he probably shouldn't have been, and he said that he was doing things he shouldn't be doing, and he said he got into a fight with a guy from England. And he said I was doing everything I can to beat this guy up. And he said this guy never let me touch him, but he never hit me back. And finally, he said, I realized that this was worthless, and I stood up and I said, why won't you hit me? He said, because I'm a gentleman. In other words, I'm better than what you're doing right now. I'm better than where you're at. So that's the Spirit. He's better than sin. You understand that? He's better than the sin and the struggle and the stuff that we wallow in. He's better than that. He says, I'll get you out of it. I'm not going to be in there with you in it, but I'm going to get you out of it. That's who I want. I've said this millions and millions of times. I don't want somebody that's going to wallow with me in my problems. Oh, bless his heart. I'll hold you for a little bit. I want somebody that's going to say, get up, let's keep moving. Let's get up. Let's not stay where we're at right now. Follow me. That's who I want. And that's who He is today. He's not going to pity you. He's not going to mourn with you. He's not going to bless your heart. He's going to lead you to better places. And that's what's best for you. And that's what's best for me. Glory to God.
Thank you, Lord.
The third thing is this. The Spirit is our guarantee.
Thank you, Jesus.
Romans 8:2 tells us how we're free from the law because of the Spirit. How we have grace carried by the Spirit. He's our guarantee. Ain't very many things in life guaranteed, is there? Have you ever seen the thing where it says money back guaranteed? Just play shipping and handling. Right? So if you ain't getting all your money back, just pay shipping and handling. $87 for $22 Tupperware. Nothing in life is guaranteed, so oftentimes we begin to think that the spirit realm and God is like us and there's nothing guaranteed. He's guaranteed.
Yes.
He's going to come through.
Yes.
He's going to take care of it.
Yes.
You're going to be okay. When Peter had a struggle. He had a tough time. He's there, and I love Peter because Peter did keep things fresh with God. How often is God having to minister to Peter? Right? He's always, no, Peter, I can feed them with all that fish and bread. Peter, please go deeper into the water. Peter, please get out of the boat. Peter does have one good moment. He says, you're the Christ. And then turn around, Jesus says, and in the next little paragraph, he says, get behind me, Satan. Well, Peter, but he's seeking Christ. I bet of all the disciples, I don't know this, but I bet if you read through, I bet Christ has more one-on-one interaction with Peter than any other disciple. Or maybe any other person, I don't know. Because he's all constantly ministering to Peter. Peter is constantly going to a well and getting water. If you see what I'm saying. Peter has a struggle, right? Tragedy hits. Talked about tragedy a while ago. Tragedy hits. Christ is arrested, and Peter kind of falls apart for a little bit. He kind of unravels for a time, right? Here he is. He's in this bad place. He's in this struggle, and everything's going wrong. And then he's fishing, and all this bad stuff's happening. Oh, then something good happens. He's out there fishing. Jesus on the bank. He sees Jesus. He swims to him. Jesus kind of lifts him back up, says, feed my sheep. In Scripture, he says, do you love me? And Peter says, yes, I love you. He says, then feed my sheep. He asks him again, do you love me? Yes, I love you. He says, then feed my sheep. And then finally he says, Peter, do you love me? You know my heart. You know that I love you. He says, feed my sheep. So there Peter kind of has a newness now about him. Everything's going good. I've got Jesus back. I got my guy back. I got the guy I've been talking, the guy that gets me through all my tough times. I've got him back. But then what happens? Jesus says, I got to go away for a while. Wouldn't you know Peter's on a roller coaster right now? You got to leave again. You got to go. And he's there. I feel like Peter's probably thinking, man, I thought he was back. I thought it was all going to be good again. But what did he say? He said, I'm going to send somebody to you. A comforter. I bet Peter thought, ain't nobody can comfort me. Where I'm at right now, I need Jesus. I don't need somebody else to come comfort me. But then in the upper room, what happens? The guarantee comes. The guarantee. And then Peter he doesn't have to have Jesus in the physical form. His faith is so strong now. This is when Peter walked by people, his shadow healed them. That's faith.
Yeah.
His shadow healed them. He was reaching to people and they were walking. Peter was new. He was fresh because the Spirit inside of him was new and fresh. And that's who we can be today. That's who we're called to be today. He is our guarantee. I heard this and I believe this is so true. The Spirit, you know what the Spirit is? It's grace manifesting its power in us.
Thank you, Lord.
I believe that. When you're being led by the Spirit, that is grace manifesting its power in you and guiding you and leading you and directing you. Grace. And in the last year or so, grace has been my thing. I'm trying to let go of law and all the things that can bind us and really seek grace. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. Zacchaeus, I believe, as he climbed that tree, that was a representation of grace. Because with every step and every climb, he got a better view of Jesus. That's what grace does for us. It gives us a better view of Jesus. When you're living in law and tradition and how it was done 100 years ago, and that's that, and all these things, and your life is being built on how good you can do, you can see Jesus, but it's a real muddled view of him. I believe it's very dingy. It's like looking through brush. And when you look at things in a muddled view or in a small view, you can oftentimes see it the wrong way. You with me? So when I'm looking at Jesus through law, or I'm looking at the Lord through law and all those things, I'm getting a muddled view. I'm not seeing him in his truest form. But when I climb the tree of grace and get a good look at him, I see exactly who he is. And that's what I want to see. I want to see my Savior as exactly who he is. Because of Christ Jesus, the law of the Spirit of life set me free from the law of sin and death. Today, can I tell you, if you were in a slump, the first step to getting out of it is recognizing where I'm at to know where I need to be. In every program in the world, the first step is what? Admittance. Because you can't fix what you don't recognize. And today, can I tell you that though you may be comfortable in this one, and though you may even, you may think, I'm okay right here. I'm still a good person. I'm still going to make heaven. Remember what I said about the baseball player. His slump didn't just affect him. It affected his team and affected his organization. Today, I don't care who you are. You play a vital role in your family. You play a vital role in your home. And you play a vital role in this church. Say, man, I just sit back, I don't say much, I don't care. The Lord has brought you here, you play a vital role. Embrace that. Without you, this place isn't the same. Recognize that. Don't stay where you're at. Move forward. Follow the Spirit. He's moving forward. He's looking back at you saying, come on, it's going to be good. Let's go. Let's stand, all right?